Sarah. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing amazing. Thank you for tuning in to today's video. Today I'm super excited because I have my first fall DIY video for 2020. These are all Dollar Tree DIYs that you can use in your home decor. I made them fit my style, but like I always try to do, I try to give you guys an idea, then you can run with it and make it for your own style. If I sound winded, y'all, I am. I woke up this morning feeling like my asthma's kicking in. I don't know what's going on, but I wanted to get this video up, and also the sun may be coming in and out. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm literally standing in front of a window. If you guys happen to be new here and you've never been to the channel, hello, how are you? My name is Sarah. I'm all about living life on a budget. I'm from Philly. I have 2 kids. I have a husband, and we are on a tight budget, so I'm always trying to make it work with whatever we have, and Dollar Tree is my favorite place to do that. So definitely subscribe. I would love to have you. If you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up. Sharing is caring, so definitely share the video as well. Without further ado, without any more huffing and puffing and wheezing, let's get on with the DIY. This first DIY has to be my favorite DIY. I love the way that it turned out. We have this splatter screen pumpkin, and I saw a bunch of different ideas online, and I like the way that I came up with it. So you're going to get 3 of the splatter guards from the kitchen section, some of the Dollar Tree wire. For the splatter screens, once they're open, you're going to take 2 of them, bend the handles all the way back. They're super easy to bend. If you want this to go on your door, you are going to need wire cutters to cut this portion off because it is pretty sturdy, but these need to be bent back so it can stand upright. You're going to start by taking 2 of the screens. You're going to place them together to have the width that you want. Once you have the right width, you're going to take some of your wire and just feed it through the top and the bottom so that it's completely secure. Once you have that all done, then you take your 3rd splatter screen, you place the handle upside down, and you use a little bit of the same wire just to secure it on the 2 sides. In the tutorial that I watched, I'll place it in the description box below if you guys want to see it. She said make sure you put the wire on each of the sides so that you don't have a big piece of wire right in the middle of your pumpkin, and that was definitely a good idea. Time to place the wooden beads around the edges of the pumpkin. I got my wooden beads from Amazon. I'll put a link to the ones that I'm using in the description box below. I also shared them in my Amazon's favorite video. I placed the medium-sized beads around the outer edge, and I used the smaller ones on the inside, and then I placed a few of the bigger ones and the medium size right at the bottom. Just used regular old hot glue for this as well. Once the beads were glued on, I used my favorite chalk paint to paint the screen. This was much harder than it looked. I thought it would be super easy. I definitely would recommend maybe spray painting it first to make it a little bit easier, but I used a mixture of white, gray, and I think I did a little bit of black to try to make the colors contrast because the paint was just like going all the way through. Once the paint was dry, I went on to the stem. I just added some twine right up the top of the stem to make it look more like a pumpkin, and I followed a tutorial on YouTube for a funky lantern bow, and I love the way that it turned out. Pieces off to make it stand up. You could use it on your door as a door wreath, or you can use it in your regular decor if you keep the little handles on so that it can stand upright. Definitely love the way that this DIY turned out. It's Farmhouse, it's cute, and it looks amazing with the other decor. The Dollar Tree unfinished wooden pieces are amazing this year. They did such a good job. So here's what I did to DIY mine. I got some gray chalk paint and painted the outline of the pumpkin first. Once that was dry, I went in with some white chalk paint to give a little bit of contrast. I had craft paper already here at the house, so I just Mod Podged that onto the middle portions, made sure that it was nice and secure, went over it with the top coat of Mod Podge. The stem of this pumpkin is my absolute absolute favorite. So what I did is I got the Dollar Tree rope that they have in the floral section. I cut 3 strips about the same size. I glued them together, and then I left a little bit unglued when I glued it to the pumpkin so that I could comb it out and cut it to have that boho macrame look that I really, really love. So now this is going to act as our stem. So once you have it to like the length of the fringe that you want, then you can add a bow to the top. I just did a little bit of lace ribbon. I think it turned out super cute, and it's the mix of farmhouse and boho that I really, really have been enjoying.
Don't fall for it. Don't listen to them, baby. Just follow.
DIY number 3 is super easy. We're going to make a Jacko Lantern vase for greenery, floral, whatever you want to put inside. I'm following a reference picture off Instagram, so I went ahead and drew my Jacko Lantern face on first, and then we're going to go ahead and cut it out.
If I can't take it anymore, so I stay here and hold my heart when you walk out the door. Made a promise to myself.
So to cut plastic, it would seem pretty easy, but it was not that simple. So I just used an X-Acto knife or straight blade. I heated it up on the stove, and then when you went to go inside of the plastic, it came off a lot easier. Now do this at your own risk, honey. I'm not saying you want to do this, but this is one way that I thought was a lot easier, and it wasn't like as hard, and you didn't have the chance of messing up. So every time like you needed to cut a new line, I would just heat up the X-Acto knife, cut it, and it would be done.
I'm gonna see you brighter day. Oh, oh, oh. A brighter day, a brighter day. Oh, a brighter day. Time goes by and yet I wonder, why do we put each other through hell? Why can't we just get over ourselves? I know I should. You cast your spell and now we're under. I know the laughter and the pain. Will I ever love again? I don't.
Now it's time to paint our Jacko Lantern, and I mixed white chalk paint with a few different orange shades. This way it'll dry faster and it'll have more of a matte look. It was trial and error. I had to play with it, so do whatever color you want. Once the orange paint was dry, I went over his eyes, nose, and mouth with black chalk paint. I wanted it to look aged and worn, so I tried to mess it up a little bit with black paint, white paint, and gray paint. I'm happy with the way that it turned out. At the top, I just did some twine, I did a little bit of a bow, and inside I added wheatgrass that I already had, and I think it looks super cute, super fall, and it's more of a traditional style piece that I really, really like. DIY number 4 is super easy, but it looks like something you could buy at Hobby Lobby. We're going to get the unfinished wooden truck that they're selling at Dollar Tree, and we're going to paint it this beautiful green color that I've been obsessed with. It's the same color that we did the pumpkins. I mixed together 2 different color greens, trying to make it look a little bit more professional. I don't know what the word is, but I find like when you mix colors together, it kind of adds more depth and dimension, and it looks a little bit better. So that's what I'm doing. Dries, I took this sign that I had from 4th of July. I used the back of it and gave it a coat of white spray paint. Let that dry, and then I hot glued the truck onto the sign upside down so that it's more of a half circle. I just used stickers that I already had from AC Moore or Michaels, and I did Pumpkin Farm. It's my style in a whole entire nutshell, and it was super inexpensive to make. If you guys are resellers, I feel like you could get $25 to $30 for this little guy, and it did not take a lot of time at all. DIY number 5 is the last and final DIY. It can be used as a door sign, or you can use it in your home just right on the wall. I love the way that it turned out, but you're going to need 3 of the Dollar Tree unfinished pumpkins, 1 of the welcome decals that they have at Dollar Tree, and then you're going to need chalk paint. I started by painting the first pumpkin white, and then I placed the decal onto the pumpkin once it was completely dry. I didn't like the fact that it was silver, the letters, and you couldn't couldn't really see it, so I just went over it with black chalk paint so that I could have like a more defined welcome. You don't have to do it, it's kind of extra, it takes a little bit more time, but I like the way that it looks at the end. The other two pumpkins, I was going to paint it fully green, and then I just was like, I don't think I want to do that. So I decided to place a piece of masking tape right down the center. I painted two sides of it green, and I did the same thing for the pink one. And then we're going to add some floral and ribbon and jazz to the top of the pumpkins to make them kind of stand out. There's two things that I definitely think you need for fall DIYs, and it's the raffia and also the reindeer moss. You can add that into your DIY decor and it will make it look so much more farmhouse and put together. That's what I did for this project, and I love the way that it turned out. To put it all together, I just used some really strong Gorilla Tape, and it's on there, baby. You can place it on your door or on your wall. I love the way that it turned out. It's absolutely beautiful. Does not look like it's from the Dollar Tree, but best of all, it did not take a lot of time. So I hope that you guys try some of these DIYs. If you try any of them or like any of them or want to share any of them, that would help me out more than you will ever know. If you're a real one that has stayed here through all the wheezing, the shortness of breath, I don't know what's going on, but I appreciate y'all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for rocking with your girl. Don't forget to subscribe, and to all of my real ones that have made it to the end, go ahead and leave the word Weezer in the comment section down below. Leave it in a funny, snarky, cute kind of way, and I'll feature some of you guys in my next video. I'm gonna go get myself some hot tea. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna relax. I love you guys. Here are a few real ones from my previous video. I hope you guys are all safe, happy, healthy, and doing amazing. And I will see you guys next time for another video. Bye, you guys.